What would you do if your brakes suddenly failed while driving on the highway? Would you drag your car along the guardrail to slow down? Or call the police for help? Let's watch how this family manages to escape danger. Tom had just bought a brand new car packed with the latest onboard tech, advanced voice controls, and a body as tough as Iron Man's suit. Excited, he decided to take his family on a road trip right away. Once they hit the highway, he switched on the cruise control and set the speed to 130 kilometers per hour, proudly demonstrating what he believed was the most advanced cruise system on the market. Once the speed was set, the car started driving itself with no need to touch the gas pedal. But shortly after they started driving, the cruise control system malfunctioned. The onboard computer froze completely and wouldn't reboot. Tom tried pressing the brakes to disable cruise mode, but nothing changed. The car continued speeding at 130. At first, the family thought Tom was just trying to scare them and assumed it was some kind of prank. But as the traffic up ahead grew denser and Tom had to swerve dangerously several times, they finally started to panic. That's when Tom's father, Ben, thought of something. He said he'd once heard that stepping on the gas could deactivate cruise control, so he told Tom to try it. Tom pressed the gas pedal, unsure if it would work. The car accelerated like normal, but the cruise control still didn't turn off. Even so, Ben wasn't ready to give up. He told Tom to try again, saying maybe he hadn't pressed it right the first time. This time, he said, push the gas pedal all the way down, then release it, then press again, then release. But instead of disabling cruise mode, the car shot up to its top cruise speed. Tom quickly called his salesman, Daniele, to ask what he should do in a situation like this. But Daniele was busy with another customer and clearly didn't want to be bothered. With a sarcastic tone, he said, "Why don't you open the door and stick your foot out? That should stop the car." Then hung up on him. Tom was fuming. Before buying the car, the guy was all smiles and flattery. Now he's acting like a total stranger. Traffic continued to build up in front of them, and Tom had to keep maneuvering around cars to avoid an accident. Everyone in the car was scared out of their minds. Just up ahead, 3 cars were driving side by side. To avoid hitting them, Tom quickly swerved into the service lane on the right. But as soon as they entered it, they crashed straight into a parked BMW. Juan was heartbroken and swearing non-stop. He got out to check if the car was salvageable, only to watch Tom's car speed off without stopping. A literal hit and run. Juan was furious. He swears that if he doesn't catch Tom today, then he'll never forgive himself. Meanwhile, 2 highway officers had just finished some private business in the nearby woods when they saw Tom's car zooming past at an incredible speed. The male officer immediately put on his helmet and gave chase. Moments later, Juan raced by in his car, seething with anger. He slammed the accelerator to catch up, only to realize the car ahead was insanely fast. "Trying to outdrive me," he muttered, blasting his DJ music and stepping on the gas. Back in Tom's car, the family had no clue about what was happening behind them. Ben was lying on the floor, trying to see if a blown fuse might be causing the problem. Everyone was confused, since when does Ben know about fuses? When he sat back up, he was holding a pile of car parts in his hands, leaving everyone completely speechless. Just then, the highway officers finally catch up and signal them to pull over. Tom sees the cops and shouts for help, clearly excited. But at that speed, how could the cops possibly hear him? Tom's wife, Julia, acted quickly. She grabbed a piece of paper, wrote SOS on it, and pressed it against the window for the officers to see. But the car was moving so fast that the officers couldn't keep up and could barely make out the message. Then, Julia rolls down the window and holds the piece of paper out for the officers to see. But the wind was too strong. The paper flew off instantly. The officer quickly yanked the paper off his face, but it flew straight onto Juan's windshield, blocking his view and almost causing him to crash. Even worse, they were approaching a toll station. Every lane was jammed with cars. If they hit it at this speed, it would be a guaranteed disaster. The officer radioed headquarters, urgently asking for the road ahead to be cleared. A big shout out to the toll station staff. They responded quickly and efficiently. In no time, the entire area ahead was cleared. Ben raised his camera, thrilled to capture them speeding through the toll station at 160 km/h, a moment truly worthy of the history books. But when Tom reached the toll, he realized they had only cleared the opposite side of the road. His lane was still jammed with cars, just great. Ben's camera nearly ended up filming his own farewell scene. At the last second, Tom came up with a bold idea. And miraculously, they made it through, right into an open stretch of highway. The two highway officers lead the way in front of Tom's car. As long as they wait for his fuel to run out, the crisis will be over. But as you might have guessed, nothing was going to go that smoothly. Suddenly, bugs splattered across the windshield, completely blocking Tom's view. He tried activating the washer fluid to clean it, but the wipers were broken and the fluid blew backward in the wind. Now he couldn't see a thing. Tom has no choice but to stick his head out the window to navigate. Thankfully, Ben climbs out through the sunroof and bravely wipes the glass clean. But he loses his balance. He can still manage to laugh. They have no idea that Juan is still hot on their tail, before long disaster hit once more. Tom's hands tightened painfully from the relentless driving, and the car scraped against the guardrail. Even then, the car doesn't slow down at all. Now Tom can't drive, so Ben takes the wheel. Once Tom recovers a bit, he calls Daniele again, begging for a way to exit cruise control. Meanwhile, the dealership faced its own chaos. A group of customers climbed into a display vehicle, and once the doors shut, they were stuck. No matter what, the doors wouldn't open. Daniele tried to open them from the outside, but with too much force, the handle snapped off completely. Even the engineers couldn't fix it. In the end, they had no choice but to break the door down. Even now, Daniele refused to admit fault. He insists their vehicles are built to the highest quality standards. He told Tom confidently, "We're taking your case very seriously. Our engineers just had a meeting and came up with a solution. Just press the brakes." A whole meeting for that. "We've slammed the brakes dozens of times. Nothing works." "That's because you didn't press hard enough," Daniele says. "Step on it like you mean it." Ben gives it a shot. Not only does it fail to exit ABS mode, a warning light turns on. Hearing that, Daniele goes, "Well, that's it then. Just brace for impact. Good luck. Our cars are really strong. Maybe you'll survive." Things were going from bad to worse. Up ahead stretched a 40-kilometre traffic jam, and it showed no signs of clearing anytime soon. Meanwhile, they've still got enough fuel to go another 100 kilometres, and as if that weren't enough, while speeding at 160 kilometres per hour, a wasp suddenly flies into the car. Tom grabs a shoe to swat it. Suddenly, the airbag deploys, and the windows roll down on their own. Thankfully, the wasp gets sucked out by the wind. Juan nearly crashes while trying to avoid it. Now his rage meter is fully maxed out, his windshield is cracked and he can't see a thing. He punches through the glass with a few heavy swings and drives on. Meanwhile, in Tom's car, Ben urgently needs to pee, so they hand him a plastic bag. Ben does his business and ends up filling the entire bag. Tom grabs it in disgust and throws it out the window. To avoid more attacks, Juan puts on a helmet and keeps chasing. They were approaching the massive traffic jam ahead. If they didn't stop soon, the whole family will be doomed. Tom takes a deep breath and slams on the brake, praying for a miracle. A miracle of miracles, it works. The brake pedal snaps right off, just perfect. Even if cruise control turns off now, they still can't stop safely. Furious, Tom throws the broken pedal out the window, and it knocks out the cop on the motorcycle. Good thing he was wearing a helmet. He's okay. But now that the cops are out of the picture, Juan finally gets his chance for revenge. Tom and the others have no idea what's happening and just assume Juan has completely lost it. When it becomes clear they're not stopping, Juan starts smashing into them. At this speed, one hit could mean total destruction. Tom's son pulls out a toy crossbow and shoots Juan in the leg. His car veers off and crashes into a nearby RV park. A whole crowd rushes over and starts hitting him. What has Juan done to deserve all this today? He's already lost a car door, wrecked his vehicle, and now might even lose himself too. Meanwhile, Tom's car is still speeding down the highway. The cop commandeers another vehicle and resumes the chase. They try to get in front and help slow Tom down, but it doesn't work at all. There's no other choice. The traffic jam is getting closer and they have to save whoever they can. The officers pulled their car up next to Tom's, keeping pace, and managed to ferry 2 kids and 1 adult to safety. But pregnant Julia? Yeah, no quick car-to-car escape for her. The rescue team hoists her out through the sunroof with a helicopter. They're closing in on the traffic jam. The chopper can't grab both men, so the team ties a rope to the car roof. And then... finally, they're rescued. Everyone exhales like they just ran a marathon. Even the news reporters are staring in disbelief, probably wondering if they just watched a real-life action movie. But they have no idea about the car's actual build quality. Thankfully, it wasn't flying very high. Tom and Ben survived the fall. Daniele sees the news and immediately starts packing to disappear. Whether it was stress or just bad timing, Julia goes into labour early. They speed to the nearest hospital. Okay, should I say the baby looks massive? Nah, he's absolutely adorable. Just as they're about to leave the hospital, someone suddenly shows up behind them.
Qu'est-ce qu'il veut là? Qu'est-ce qu'il a celui-là?
Les enfants.
Ils sont marrants les gens.
Allez les enfants. Hop.
Allez, avance, papa. Allez, avance.